Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back over today. Today I'm going to be showing you a speed build of a cottage, garden cottage that I was working on. As you can see in the video, I'm pulling up a picture of a cottage that was kind of the inspiration for the start of this build. As you probably saw in the beginning, the actual build looks nothing like that. So I ended up going in a completely different direction. I thought this house was really cute in the picture, but I didn't have a lot of the things I needed to recreate it. So I ended up kind of going in a different direction a little bit through, but I was mostly interested in the landscaping for this house. I just really enjoy doing landscaping on houses. Right now I'm just doing the doors and the windows. I really struggled with these for some reason on this house. I just found it really hard, and I think because I was trying to match the picture and there weren't the exact colors, and it all just didn't really go the way it didn't look like the picture really. So I was getting frustrated and changing it, and you can see like I keep changing the windows, and the roof ends up looking nothing like that. I don't know what I was doing with the two chimneys on each side. If you see it you can't really see it in the picture because I'm going so fast, but there's two chimneys there's a chimney on either side of the roof in the picture. So anyway, so yeah, this was like I tend to take pictures that I find of houses and use them as like a loose example of what I want to do, like sort of just inspire me, but they don't always come out completely the same as the picture. The picture obviously didn't have this greenhouse in it, which I just think is really cute. I sort of envision this being like a gardener's home or like a florist's home or something. This little greenhouse, I end up making like the roof like a glass roof so you can see through and everything, and it makes it look more like a greenhouse. You can't see it yet, but the landscaping of this property was like the most fun, and it took so long. It was so much work. I think I used every flower in the entire game. Now I'm starting it. And there was none of this landscaping again was in the picture. I just decided to do all this on my own. I just kind of what I pictured. I've always wanted to make a cottage, and I never do. Looking back at it, there was a lot of cottage items I could have used but didn't. So I kind of regret. Like I wish I added some dormers to this house. You'll see at the end where dormers would have looked really perfect on the top, like near the roof and everything. But I did go crazy with the vines and everything, which I'm just really having fun with the vines lately because I'm also working on a vampire like lair house build in Forgotten Hollow. And I covered it in vines again, and I just think the vines make it look so much more realistic. This part, you can see I kind of like went a little overboard with the vines, and then I'll go back in a few seconds and I'll end up deleting some of them. I'm trying to make it look like a realistic growth pattern and not like I just plopped them all on there. That's why I've just tried to do different colors and things like that. And I never have really used any of I mean, I guess I put vines on my houses occasionally, but not usually. So this was really fun to play around with them and get them all in like the right spot. It really adds like a realistic look to it, and especially for like a garden home, it's just so cute. So now I'm doing like the trees and you know, like the outside part, which was to me the most fun. I just really love doing the landscaping. I don't know why. I wish we had more flowers to choose from. I used to think we had a lot, but then when I did this build, I was using like I used every single flower like available, and I have all the packs. And I used every single last flower and like every single swatch I could possibly come up and find. So and you can see I'm repeating a lot of the flowers, which I don't really mind. I think it looks pretty. It doesn't really matter if every single flower is like perfect. You can kind of do this, you know, loosely. I ended up adding, I wish I added the terrain tools before I started. I always forget to do the terrain tools before I start, and I always go right, when I start a build, I go right to like the building, like the shape of the house and everything and the foundation, and I always forget to do terrain tools unless I'm doing something like up on a hill or, you know, something like that. But yeah, I think this came out really cute. You can see me going around now and lifting just making it a little hilly, adding some like bumps, and just trying to make it look more realistic really. Here I'm working on a little pond in the back. I know there's a pond you can get in like debug mode or something like that. I don't really use that ever, but maybe I'll try soon. But for now, that's how I make my ponds. It's kind of funny when you raise like the terrain. I had a lot of trouble with the plants where like I couldn't get them like flat on the ground once I played around with the terrain. And I thought I was like placing them flat on the ground, and then I would go like really low with the camera and look at look at them from ground level, and you could see that they were actually floating off the ground a little bit, like the plants and some of the items that I had placed outside. So I had to kind of think that a little bit. But here I'm starting to work into the inside. I always go through and remove all like the plants that can be seen from the inside of the house, which is what I'm doing now. In the end, there are a couple of flowers that show through, but I kind of liked the way they look, so I just left them like that. It's so funny to see the house like this compared to what it looks like when it's finished, because I feel like it really changed a lot during the build, and it kind of came a long way throughout all this. So here I'm just sort of putting together the floor plan for the inside. I sort of struggled with the floor plan for the inside on this one. I always do this, but I never find I have a good place to put the stairs, and I really should like plan out where the stairs are going to go more ahead of time, because I always run into that problem. But so the upstairs, I think I ended up going with 3 bedrooms. I'm not sure. I think there's 2 bathrooms up there, 1 bathroom on the first floor. I didn't know if it was going to be a family home. I didn't really necessarily picture it being a family home, but since it's just, I had like the extra room and the space, so I was like, yeah, it kind of feels like a country, family sort of home. But I noticed while doing it that I couldn't find a lot of like country items. I thought there were more country items, or maybe I'm just not good at designing the country style. I don't know. I typically do like more modern styles, but this time I really wanted it to look kind of country inside. That was my sort of goal. I never use these floral wallpapers and everything. I usually just use a solid colored wall, sometimes a fancy wallpaper if I like it. So it's kind of fun to do these builds where you're using a different style than you normally do, and you get to try to use some of the items you don't normally use. Like I never use any of these wallpapers ever. I don't think I used any of my regular wallpapers that I would like typically use for every build. So it's kind of fun to challenge yourself with different builds and like different styles. The next one I'm working on is in Forgotten Hollow, and it's like a vampire lair. I think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I'm super excited about the vampire lair. It came out amazing. I never ever use Forgotten Hollow. I never play as Vampire Sims. I think when it first came out I did a little bit, but it's never really been my thing all the way. But lately I've just been feeling the urge to like try new things in The Sims, especially with the new game coming out, which I did get and I did play around with a little bit yesterday, which it was released yesterday. I played around with it. Last night I played around with it late at night, so I was kind of tired and not really like super into it. I was kind of ready to go to bed at that point. So I think I'm going to do a review on it maybe. I know there's a million reviews probably about the new Strangerville game already, but whatever. If anyone wants to watch it, it'll be there, because I am kind of curious to share my thoughts. I kind of want to share my thoughts and what I think of it. Because I'm typically pretty easy to please when it comes to these games, but for some reason with Strangerville, I don't know, it wasn't like a home run for me. It was just okay. A lot of the items looked like it's like all stuff I really wouldn't use that often unless I was doing something like Strangerville themed or like a bunker or a trailer, which I do occasionally, but I'm more of a family player. But I'm not knocking it completely, because it is fun, and if there are people that like to play that kind of style, so that kind of game. So I think it is a good game, and it's fun, and I love the doors, and I've been watching people's reviews of it and everything, so I saw like the pre-videos before it came out, the people that got like early release, and I fell in love with all the doors and windows that it came with, and just the Victorian style homes that are sort of the central theme to that, that fancy, what is it, Shady Acres or something, the fancy neighborhood in Strangerville. It's just really cute, and I'm really excited to I'll do a little review on it. Let me know if you guys actually want to see that. I'm probably just going to do it anyway. But back to the build here. I think right now I'm working on just putting all the floors in, and I take a long time with this because I can never really find the perfect combination of wallpaper and flooring, or wall and flooring that I like. These fountains I thought were really cute, but this is where I kind of came into that problem where they were floating above the ground, and I know you're supposed to be able to hit I think it's 9 or something on the keyboard, and you can move them up and down, but for some reason it's not working for me. I don't know, I'll have to figure it out, play around with it, but so it's really annoying not to be able to move items up and down right now, but I'll figure it out eventually. And so in the meantime, I just flattened some areas and I put some other things there instead. But now I'm getting into kind of the actually putting everything together and actually furnishing the house. This little green room came out really cute. I wish I had put some curtains in it, but that's okay. It still looked really cute. I started going crazy adding things to the outside of this house. I thought I was kind of mostly done with it, but then as I was looking around, I was like, oh, it kind of needs it just felt like it was missing something. So I started adding the flower boxes, and I figured, it's a garden home. We got to go crazy with the vines. Why not? I mean, that's what the vines are there for, right? I don't use them for any other build. I just love how it looks, and I like how it looks so overgrown. Like the vines are just the whole garden is just taking over the entire house, which I think is so cool. And yeah, here's me working on the bathroom. I always struggle with bathroom layouts. Like I don't know if anyone, let me know if you guys also have this problem, but I can never get the bathroom layout exactly the way I want it, and have it be functional and they can still use everything in there. It's real. I find that really hard for some reason. Bathrooms I struggle with a lot. The living room in this house came out really cute. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, but the living room came out really cute, and I really like it. It's very like homey and country looking. I struggle with curtains too. I don't know if you guys have this problem. I struggle finding like the curtains. I pretty much struggle with everything, trying to make everything match. I take a long time to like really think through my design choices and like play around and try different things and see how they look. And then sometimes at the last minute, like when I'm almost done with the build, I'll go in and literally change like something so like important, something to the build, like I'll just drastically make a change to it. I do that all the time. Sometimes it takes, I think, until you get to the end of the build to kind of see what's missing or what it needs, or you get like that perspective a little bit when you're kind of done with it, and you see for sure like the style of everything, and you see like when you're done you can kind of see like the pieces that don't fit and don't go with it, and that aren't really of that style, which is something else I struggle with, which is like keeping everything in the same sort of style. Like if you're doing a mid-century modern home, you want most of the furniture to be like mid-century modern, which is, makes sense. And then, for a country home, you want like all the furniture to be country, but once in a while I'll pop in like an item, and I'll just think at the end, like, that looks a little too like modern for this particular house. It doesn't look like something that would go in this house. And I'll go back in and like change it and that kind of thing. But again, I struggled a little bit finding like country style items. It would be cool one day to get like a country themed like pack or something with just more country-ish rugs and like things like that, like decoration really, the wall coverings, the wall hangings, like things like that. The little things like that make the house more full to me and just make it look really cute. And like I love clutter. I know not everyone puts a lot of clutter in their houses when they build, but I just tend to go crazy with the clutter. I didn't always play that way, but recently I was like, oh, everything looks so much better when you like make it look lived in, and like it has clutter and things around, like someone actually lives here and has their things around the house and it doesn't look like a showroom, that kind of thing. So I love this round table in the dining room. I think it was super cute. I think it fits these tiny, like a room like this shape, it fits this room perfectly, I think. And I just love the round table so much. I love it that you can put the 6 chairs at them. I just think it's awesome. I always put a little chair in the corner off to the side too, just to like think of it as like an extra chair. I don't know if you've ever been to anyone's house where they have like in their dining room like an extra chair that goes with the dining table set like off to the side or something. That's kind of what I was going for. Again, I try to make it look really lived in. That's kind of my goal in all this. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm going through and putting some new lights in here. I don't know if I added any flooring in the greenhouse looking back. I don't know if you've ever done that where you get like to the end of a build and you're like, oh, you like forgot something. I do that all the time, but it's so hard to see too before you put the lights in. It's really dark. But this is now like the upstairs area. This is the main bathroom for the second floor. Oh, now I'm just moving all around. So we're just going all over the place here. But there's the I like to put a lot of flowers like in different areas. I think the flowers make the homes look really homey and like just cozy. I love this yellow bed, this yellow like wood bed. I think it's so cute. And I was kind of going for a shabby chic look, and I just thought all this furniture was really perfect for that, because if you look up close, it has like little scratches and marks in it. It kind of looks like refurbished or something. Like shabby chic, I guess, is the kind of look of it. And so this room kind of has a lot of different colors and styles. Now I'm just going all over that. I don't know if other people do this when they play, but I'll be working on one room and then I'll jump over and go to another room. Like I'll see something in another room that catches my attention, and I'm like, no, I have to go work on that now before I forget. And then I go and I move to another room after that, and I end up like, I go not in order at all. Like I definitely don't do just one room at a time. I think roughly I do. But once in a while I'll go back and like add things and stuff, and I don't think I kept the kids' room like this. I think it ends up changing. Yeah, that's what I ended up keeping it as. Again, it's hard to get everything functional, especially in smaller rooms. It's hard to keep everything like... I tend to resize and make things smaller just to make it all fit. I always resize the end table in kids' rooms because the end tables, for some reason, just look so huge to me. So I always take them down one size with the bracket, and I make them a little smaller, and I just think it's easier to... it's like, it matches the room more, really. I think is what it is. It just matches better. And I love how the upstairs came out in this house. I just have to tell you guys, like, the upstairs, this room, especially this bluish green colored room that I did, it just came out so pretty. And it's so fun to watch it on speed build because I felt like I took so long designing these rooms, but when you watch it on speed build, it looks like I did it so quickly, and like I didn't put that much thought into it, but I put tons of thought into it, so it's kind of funny. I used to never put curtains on my windows, and I noticed recently that goes a long way in making the house look really finished and like complete when you put the curtains on the windows. I don't know why, it was just always something I overlooked in the past, but it really like puts a finishing touch on everything when you add the curtains. This is kind of like a family room here that I'm working on. It's kind of, again, I wasn't originally going to make this like a family home, but it kind of just emerged into one over, while I was building it. And so this is like a little family area. There's the family computer. It's the only computer in the house, I'm pretty sure. I put a really interesting piece of artwork on the walls upstairs. You'll see in a minute. That's like gardening tools in the hallway room landing area, but that's okay. It still looks cute. It kind of goes with the theme, I think. And the little clock, of course, and a little TV in the family room area, and then it's kind of like a playroom over there. I put like bean bags and little things like that. I just think it looks so, like, I love all the clutter. I think it makes it so fun. And so now I'm just adding like the finishing touches. I'll go back in at the end and like put up things on the walls if I need to, like cover last minute things. Sometimes I'll find like an empty space on a wall that just feels like it needs something, like, and I tend to do that all the time. Like here, I think I forgot to put in the curtains, so I went back and finished off those curtains on that hallway window. In the tour video at the end, I show you guys like the view out of the windows, and it's so pretty with all of the flowers. I can't believe how cute it came out like that. And I don't know, I just really like I think the landscaping is like my favorite part of building. I like doing the inside too, and ultimately building is my favorite part of the game. Like I definitely play the actual Sims and like do gameplay, but I prefer to build. I've noticed over the years, and I haven't like told you guys much about my history, but I've been playing The Sims for a pretty long time. I'm 27, and I think I've been playing since I was like, probably like 13 or something. And I think back then it was on GameCube. It was like a Sims game on GameCube. I don't know if it was Sims 1. It must have been Sims 1, because when Sims 2 rolled around, that was when I really started to get into it. And a neighbor across the street from me, my brother was friends with the neighbor's son, the neighbor's son, and his father, that kid's son, my goodness, I'm a mess. That kid's father had played The Sims and kind of introduced me to it and let me download he had all the expansions and everything, and he let me download them all on my computer and install them and play them. And ever since then, I was absolutely hooked. And then when Sims 3 came out right around my high school graduation, and that was my high school graduation gift for my boyfriend at the time. So I've always been really into The Sims. I don't know where I was going with this story about me playing for a long time, but I love The Sims, and it's fun to see like how this Sims 4 has like they've added so much to it and made it so much more fun than because I remember when the base game came out, I was kind of underwhelmed with it. But this is like so much. There's so much to choose from now. It's really a pleasurable experience to put builds together in this game. And then, so I think I'm almost about at the end here. It looks like I'm just adding the little well, because I tried to add it before, but I couldn't find a good spot. I just thought it was a really cute little well. And I think I'm just atop making sure everything's like in tip-top shape and where it should be. And probably now, oh no, I'm adding some more flower boxes, I guess. I went really crazy with the flowers on this lot, you guys. I really couldn't help myself. I just think it came out really pretty. And I think the camera here is going to be moving into the inside and doing a little tour of the inside of the house, which I'm excited to show you guys. It's like different when you go into the inside tour. Here it goes. And so here's like the living room, and I just think that room came out so cute. I love how like country it looks. I never use any of these items. I mean, some of them, but most of the country-ish stuff I don't really use. These cabinets and counters I love. I always use them. As you can see, the archways that I put in front of the doors left some flowers that you can see on the inside, but that's okay. I think they look really cute. And especially for this style, this gardening kind of home, I thought they worked really well. Here's me trying to get this tour of the upstairs. That's that little family room that I was talking about before. There's like a washroom, laundry room. There's that like bluish green room, which I just think, I love this room. It came out so cute. And the kids room, which also came out pretty cute. I could probably use a little more clutter in there, but that's okay. That's like the parent. I imagine that being like the parents' bedroom, and the blue-green one was like a guest room. And I think that's it. And I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye-bye.